So the very first thing I'm going to tackle is this desk. And I've got a lot of remnants from projects. So what I like to do, or my approach that I like to do, is I like to take everything and put them in baskets and sort that way, and then put them away where they're supposed to go. And then once that's done, I think what we want to do is go through, or what I want to do is go through and tackle some of these Lazy Susans. There's just too much stuff on here and I don't think I use it all. So I want to pare it down to exactly what it is I use. Any leftover paper scraps, I tend to throw them in that bin there, and then once that bin gets full, I either trim my scraps down or recycle them, and I will show you that when I get to there. But so yeah, the first step here, like I said, is going to be just cleaning up this desk, putting away what has a home, and whatever doesn't will pile somewhere else until we get to it, I guess. Okay, so I'm going to set you up on the tripod and figure out how to position you, and then we'll get started. Okay, I'm getting creative with my angle here, so I don't know if this is going to work out or not, but I guess we'll find out. So as I mentioned earlier, I like to sort things by type and just quickly organize things that way. So so that basically my desk is clear. And I will probably speed this up so you guys don't have to watch for very long. Okay, so as you can see, just with that little quick cleanup, my desk already looks 100% better. The bins are over there with the stuff that I need to sort out at some point, and garbage, etc. is down there. I need to go get a garbage bag. But anyways, the next thing I want to tackle is, as I mentioned earlier, are these Lazy Susans. Now I love these and I love the idea of them. The only problem is they're quite full. So what I would like to do is somehow cut back on these so that they're not so full. And also, like certain things like this divider back here, I have a hard time finding these tools because everything else overwhelms it. So that's a bit of a pain. So I want to deal with that. This Lazy Susan, I'm not sure what I want to do with this. I love the idea of this, and it's basically where I've taken some of my embellishments and have pre-sorted them out and put them out on these little trays and stuff, and it's worked okay, but it's not quite where I want it to be yet. So I need to rethink that, and for now I may remove it off the desk and see if I can come up with another option. Now I'm going to hold off on that one. It doesn't take up too much space in the sense of normally I work probably within this area here. So everything on the back half of the table doesn't bother me so much. But I think there's a better way, and I just haven't figured that out yet. So that whole thing is going to be the last thing I'm going to deal with. So first thing I want to deal with are the tools. is pretty much what I want to keep from this original, the Lazy Susan in the middle. I am going to wipe down the tray, clean out the bins, and come back and see if I can find a better way of storing this. Okay, let's look where I'm at. So I took all my pencils and all my pens, my journaling pens, as well as my white pens, any erasers that I kept, and I kept 3 erasers. I've got a kneadable, a white, and a sand eraser for little boo-boos, and then a pencil sharpener. And that is all fitting in this one tin for now. So we're going to hold that there. Then anything that I consider a tool. So things like palette knives, the tweezer for my Go Press and Foil machine, picks, bone folder, craft knife, you know, the tonic spoon, all of that stuff I've put in here. Now, I will keep, I didn't keep any duplicates, I don't think. I kept a couple different palette knives in case of what I want to use them for. I usually have 2 craft picks. I don't know where the other one is, and I would keep 2 in here because I'm always misplacing one. I don't need these popsicle sticks, so let's get rid of those. Yeah, and then I have a bunch of paintbrushes. These ones are what I consider my grungy paintbrushes, meaning I don't care what I do with them. They're not my good quality ones, so I keep these separate. This is for things like, I don't know if I want to dust something, or I'm just trying to think, add some glue or something like that. I also have these 2 that are designed specifically for glue, and I think I'm going to put them in here too, even though I am going to have a whole adhesive section. So that's the tools that I'm keeping in there for now. And then all my fancy pens, quote unquote, so ones that have a specific purpose, I've put in here. So there's actually this Molotow paint pen I might put with my watercolors, and I also have this masking refill, so that actually should go with my watercolors. So I've got things like my Dilutions paint pens, I've got glitter, Aquaflow, my what is this? It's the sparkle pen from Spectrum Noir. I do have other glitter items that I put over here in the basket, and the reason why I did that is because these are my go-to ones. So I don't think I need to keep all the other ones out, just these ones. Now, if I find that that's going to change or I use some more often, I can always add them in because it looks like I've got a little bit of room here. So that's good. So I like that. And let me see if I kind of position it, the 3 of them like that for now. Of course, this is all subject to change. So then I have all my liquid adhesives, and I love liquid adhesive, as you can tell. I've got a ton of different varieties. I have some multi-matte medium, Tombow Mono Multi. This is my Scotch Crate Tacky Glue and a fine line tip applicator. This is, you know what? I don't really like this glue, and I have a whole jar here. So I think I'm just going to put both of these somewhere else. Yeah, we don't need to take that primary listing. I'm never going to use it for normal crafting. I might use it for, in place of like Elmer's glue, if I do any art with Elmer's glue like as a base. I also have my Tombow Mono Aqua, which I like. And then I just bought this recently, and I quite like this. It's pretty thick though, so it is a little bit difficult to squeeze out. I did also have this from Nuvo, but I've got some other alternatives that I think I can hold off on using this. So I'm going to put that in my backstash. The Stampin' Up! Fine Glue Applicator, again, it's another fine glue, which I like. And then of course my glossy accents. I do have the Nouveau glue pen, and I have a Stampin' Up. I don't think I need to have both of these out. So the Stampin' Up one is older, so I'm going to keep that one here and put that in the back, my back stash. The Quickie glue pen works really well, and I do like it. I don't have a container to store it in, so I think I'm just going to put it in with all my other specialty pens. This was a cheapy pen. Well, it wasn't cheapy, I guess. It's from Tombow. And I'm trying to think if this one worked well or not. I want to say it didn't, which is why I got the Quickie glue pen, because that one worked way better. Yeah, this one doesn't work, so we're going to check that out. Okay, so I think we're just going to kind of stage those there. I have a small stapler, but I also have my tiny attacher, and I keep that over on my right hand side. I'm wondering if no, you know what, this is so small this will get lost, so I'm just going to leave that here. I have a glue pickup thing. I have 3 runners, so I've got, normally I have one type of paper runner or sticky whatever, like a Tombow Mono, but I bought these up at Tuesday Morning super cheap, so I'm using those up. This is a temporary fix. I don't even know if you can still get that anymore. And then I have some glue dots, and I lost the lid for it, but that's okay. So I think we'll see if we can maybe tuck these in here somehow. Okay, foam tape I normally keep somewhere else, so I've got a little remnant. I'm going to put that over there. This is that low tack post-it tape for masking. I don't know what I want to do with this, but I am going to leave it on here for now because I have the room. I've got a little bit of my whatchamacallit, tape gun adhesive that kind of broke, so I just need to use that up. And I also keep this tape somewhere else, so this is going to go in the drawer, and that's what's left. So I'm just going to show you what this looks like as of right now. It's subject to change once I know what I have, but that's cut down considerably, and I like that. This here is all going to find a home somewhere else, either yeah, it's going to find a home somewhere else. Or maybe if I still have enough room, some of it will make it back onto the table. We'll see. But for now, it's moved over. Okay, let's look at this guy. Okay, we got all sorts of little bits and bobs on here. Okay, so I've got a couple punches. I have a different storage for punches, so that's going to go somewhere else. I have a lost and orphan stamp. I have to find the stamp set that this belongs to and put that in. So for now, I don't want to lose it, so I'm just going to put it on that one. I've got my Spellbinders little diamond magnet things. That's cool. Stampin' Mist, petroleum jelly. What else we got here? More tape. So this tape is going to go somewhere else. I have a place for that. I've got Gamsol and Gamsol. I want to finish this up and then use this, so we'll put that somewhere else. These are my real paintbrushes, like good paintbrushes for watercolor, etc. I don't know that they need to take out prime real estate on here, so we're just going to put that aside for now and make that determination later on. I've got a jelly plate conditioner, which probably should go with my jelly plate or my mixed media stuff, so we're going to find a different home for that. I got 2 things of toothpicks, which we don't need, so we're going to put one of those somewhere else. Okay, we'll talk about that later. I like having my blocks out and on this thing because I use them more often, so we're going to keep that out. This little pipette I'm going to stick in with my tools. I do use that occasionally. I have no idea what that stopper's from. An extra paper clip, which we'll just stick over here. Okay, So then I've got I have 2 spray bottles. I don't know what the spray is like on both of these, so I think I might keep both of them, but I'm going to test the spray out. The Distress sprayer, it has that feature where you can get drops with it as opposed to a spray, but it doesn't have like a really super fine mist, which I do like. So if this one has a super fine mist, I'm definitely keeping both of them. Now, talking about mixes and blah blah blah. Okay, so this is washi tape that has a home somewhere else. Another paper clip. This is liquid applique. And what do I got here? I got empty misters. Quite a few empty misters. I've got some sprays, which probably should go with the rest of my sprays, I'm thinking. So if I have room, we're going to move those over to where my sprays are. Deal with it like that. I've got some of these smooch accents. Let's make sure they're not dried up because they're old. I hope not. Nope, that one's still good. So is that one. Now, these I think can go somewhere else too. I just don't know what the home is for those. Probably with paints or something. So I'm just going to stick them in my bin of something to deal with later on. Okay, so I've got some Solumel here. This is a product from, I can't remember what the company is called. I use this for cleaning occasionally. I have a water mister here, and I think this one is rubbing alcohol. Yeah, rubbing alcohol. So I do like the mister on this one a lot, so I will probably keep that. Maybe I'll have 3 water bottles, who knows. Okay, so this thing took up a lot of room. I do like it. We'll see if we can use it somewhere else. I never get rid of my, or very rarely do I get rid of my containers, because I'm always changing my mind about what I like, don't like, etc. And so I just have a spot where I, tuck them away and pull them out when I need it. Although I do try not to have too many of them. Okay, so we're going to give that a wipe. Okay, now let's talk about these bins. Okay, so I've got in here some of the punches that I use fairly often. I do not use these rulers. This was the rulers used with those wheels from Stampin' Up! And I've pretty much gotten rid of all my wheels, so I think we'll find another home for those maybe. I do like a straight ruler. I do like my T-ruler. These I almost never use, so we'll find another home for those. This is the tearing edge. Again, I hardly ever use that, so we'll find another home. This is for cleaning up dye stuff. Another ruler. We'll either get rid of it or find another home for it. So the really tall stuff we can put in here. Punches. Now, this is tricky. I use both of these a lot. I don't know if this is the best spot for them, so we'll just put that in. I use this one too a lot. And this one just kind of goes with these. So I think we're going to put all 3 of them back in here. Hopefully. Maybe. We might find a better home for those yet. I'm not sure. And this is just a regular punch, so we'll put that there. Okay. Anything else we need to move elsewhere? And throw that back in there. Okay, what do we got? These are all like scissors and stuff. Okay. I don't think I need to keep all of these. Okay. So I have 2 of these and I only need 1. So this one's a little bulkier, so we'll find another home for that. And maybe we'll stick that in there. Okay, I like that. I don't like these scissors. Well, these are cheap kid scissors, so we'll put that away. These are my favorite scissors. Favorite. These are pretty good, and these are okay too in a pinch, and I'm always losing scissors, so I'm okay with that. I don't need these ones up front, so we'll put that away. I do like these ones. I don't use this all the time, and I should use this more often. So let's just stick that in there. I found this whiteout that I hadn't put anywhere, so I'm just going to throw that in where the pens are. I think I'm going to put this in the specialty pens and stuff. There we go. That works. Okay, so I got a big basket full of stuff that I need to relocate. Big bin. Okay, so that's something to keep in mind. I am not using this right now. I think, actually, maybe I'll throw these in there. Okay, so I still need to find a home for this though. So even though I've got a great container for it, it still needs a home. I'm not sure what that is yet. It might be back on here, so we're just going to put that aside for now. And move this aside. I like that. Roll of washi tape. You always need a roll of washi tape. So let's see where we're at. I got space on both of these, which is nice. I wonder if I can... Oh, that's a strong magnet, huh? I think that looks much better. So I am going to leave the paintbrushes on here for now. I mixed it with my tools, my miscellaneous tools, my scissors. So this is more a tool kind of caddy, I guess, maybe. We're going to call it that. And this one for now, oh, that's not good. I might have to do something about that. It's kind of wobbly. So I've got room on here for something, but I don't know what yet. But I don't think I'm going to have room for this, so I need to find another home for these. So I didn't really show you the setup I have here on the edge of my desk. So I have this thing that I picked up from Target. Unfortunately, I bought a couple pieces and then they no longer made it, so I can't extend all the way down to the end, which is a bit of a bummer. But I might find something else to tack on there. But what I was keeping here was the that tin that has what do you call it, Swiffer wipes in there, and then I would keep my baby wipes in here as well, and a cloth and hand sanitizer. I don't really like the cloth in here, but there is some extra space, so I need to deal with that. I also have here, sorry, the lighting's really bad. Let's do it. It's where I keep my heat guns, and I have 2 of them for different reasons. And this little pocket here I use to often store my my cell phone so I don't lose it on my desk. And all of this is connected. I've got wires, etc. Unfortunately, because my desk is in the middle of the room, access to plugs is very difficult. So I need to come up with a solution to better store the what do you call it, the power bar. Yeah. I also have lights because of course there's no lights in this room at all. I don't know why they do that, why they make bedrooms without any lights. But anyways, and then I have this table tidy from Tonic Studio, and as you can see it's overflowing. So I need to go through that as well and reprioritize and sort things out. So that will be my next step. Okay, let's deal with the table tidy. I have a lot of stuff in here. keep the same is the one on the very end. I carry all my most used black and brown ink pads and all the different types, because you must have all of them. Other things I know I want to keep is the remote for my phone, not my phone, for my TV, because that works really well. This is a flat iron, a travel flat iron. Don't even ask. That's got to go somewhere else. Okay, my tiny attacher. While technically it could go on here, I reach for this so much, it's kind of nice to have it right beside me. I have stamped out all my, or I have copies of the packaging of all my roller stamps, in an effort to try and use them. I do want to put these on a ring at some point. I got a little bit behind on it. And I do like having those right beside me as well, because it encourages me to use them. So we're going to keep that in there. Another pair of scissors, which can go somewhere else. Garbage bag. Always handy to have that. Actually, let's put that over in the cleaning kind of section. Okay, so I had my very big block over there. I think I want to keep this with the other ones. I think it'll fit now. So just have all my blocks together. So that's what we'll do there. More notepads and journals and notepads. So I don't think I need to keep all of these. I'm going to keep one small notepad because I do like to have one nearby, and the rest of them are going to have to find another home. Okay, this is the back of my Caterpillar, which falls off all the time. It doesn't like to latch. So let me use some washi tape to hold that down. Okay, I have my corners for my Misty. Let me think about that. This is one of those thicker user guides. I think I have a set somewhere that will go with. This is a plate from Tim Holtz, his Glorious Bouquet, I think it is, and then I have a Delusions one. These are both quite large, and I don't know that I would use them that often because I have the Misty, so I think these are going to find a new home. I do have my Misty, and ironically, or very funnily, where did I put it now? I had misplaced one of these little magnets, and I couldn't find it anywhere, but now that I'm cleaning up, guess what? I found it. Woohoo! So I'll just tuck that in there. I'm definitely keeping this next to me, and this fits perfectly right in the larger of the table tidies that I have. It works really, really well, so I'm going to keep that. I have a Tim Holtz travel one. I bought this specifically for travel, and I do not need to keep this right next to me. I have a paper piercing mat. I have some credit cards, which I use for mixed media. So credit cards, we want to keep those. Credit cards, whatever you want to call them. Cards. I do not need to keep this because I have enough of them, so that can be recycled. My date stamp I want to keep. This needs to go somewhere else. It's like poster putty. I have more blocks. These are little guys. And you know what? Sometimes you just need a lot of blocks, so we're going to put those over with the other ones. Okay. Post-it note and more post-it notes. Let me think about that for a minute. Color wheel. You know what? I don't use this very often, but it is kind of fun to have, so I think I'm going to put that somewhere else. Another paper piercer. This is some fun foam, which I've placed for somewhere else. The scrubby I wanted to use with when I use mica flakes. So I think that should go with that. And what do we have here? Backings and little stickers, etc. So I can use these. I often use these little stickers for fixing little boo-boos or labeling stuff in my craft room. Okay, so we got the embossing buddy, which we're going to keep. We got our little credit cards, which are going to keep, and our date stamp, and some wet wipes just in case, so we'll throw that there. Okay, I need to go grab the vacuum cleaner and clean that up, and I might take you off the tripod so you can see what the table tidy looks like. Okay, so first off, I just want to show you what I did here. So nothing's changed. I did add the petroleum jelly that I had on one of the turntables here because that's a better fit, and I'll just tuck those bags in. I actually just washi taped a strong magnet to the back of this, and now that is going to stay against this metal thing, so I'm quite happy about that. I have my two, I'm sorry for the lighting, I have my two embossing guns, which are perfect, and empty waste basket that I keep on here for small stuff. Here's my little turnstile as it stands right now, so it's way less crowded, which I like. This one is really super empty, so I might be able to add a few more things on here. Haven't touched that one yet. This stuff here we are going to put into the table tidy. I think that's what it's called. It's by Tonic Studios. It's quite cute actually. If I had known this was going to come out before I bought the other one, I wouldn't have bought the other one. So as I mentioned, there are my most used ink pads. I'm going to keep that in there. I quite like that. This long one here, we're going to put the Misty in, and as you'll see, it fits quite perfectly. I have this little tray, which also tucks in here quite nicely. I'm just going to throw these mats in like so, and those fit perfectly on the end. Oh, actually the lid for this, even though I'm not going to use it, I like to keep it because you never know when things might change. For now, these will go in here until I finish those up. And what I've done is I have some clips here, and I thought what would be kind of cute is to just put these on like a binder ring or something and then add them to the clip maybe, if I need the space. These will just tuck in here as well. My little notepad. I'm trying to think. You know what? Maybe I'll throw that in that small pocket. Now these are tricky. Let me think about this. Same with that thing. And then my post-it notes over here. You know what? I do use them, but I don't need all of them. So let me put these ones in here, and the rest of them we'll find another home for. So I think that is going to be it for tonight. I'm really happy with what I've accomplished, but as you can see, I've created a bigger mess than when I started, but that's okay. You got to start somewhere, right? Anyways, I hope you found this inspiring and that maybe you tackle one small part of your craft room. And if you do, let me know below what you're tackling and what your approach is. And until next time, happy crafting.